Warning, this program typically features strong language, sexual innuendo, politically incorrect commentary, and real stories from the road. Viewer discretion is advised. We started off traveling full-time as two starry-eyed idealists looking to hit the road in search of adventure and for a new way to think about what the word home meant. In the time from 2013 when we first set off to where we are now in this series, we traveled in 3 separate vehicles. First, an Airstream camper whose engine blew only 3,000 miles after buying it. Then we switched to a 2-wheel drive VW Vanagon that we affectionately named Falcor. We loved that van, but wanted something that was 4-wheel drive that we could take around the world. So we bought a Volkswagen Vanagon Synchro and named her Ripley. How that rig became our home on wheels is a story we told you back in season 1. And then, of course, we traveled in Ripley, which over the last 2 years has been one of the central characters of this series. And while we did have some of the most incredible experiences of our lives and created innumerable lasting memories, it seemed our 3.5 years on the road had been hopelessly beset by endless mechanical setbacks. We spent the better part of 3.5 years traveling the US in temperamental Volkswagens. And after spending way too much time and money in mechanic shops chasing down gremlins, we decided we wanted to take a break from life on the road, to permanently park our unreliable van and reassess what it means to us to be at home. At first, we looked into buying a house in Fort Collins, Colorado, but we just couldn't see ourselves domesticated. For us, a set of 4 walls and a mortgage just didn't feel like home. We were built to explore, to live free and drive hard. So, we did what any good overland traveler would do. We bought a 4Runner. Good morning. Oh, hello, niños.
What do you have going on here?
What is happening?
Like fucking roll everywhere. The minute it gets cold outside, this is my uniform.
That's kind of amazing.
Oh, they are like the same color. Oh boy.
Salacious.
Elbow patches and all.
83 cents.
How is that coffee?
You guys have safe travel.
Thank you. Try not to get blown away.
What'd you get there? We set off east from Colorado with our friends Mac and Owen, who were also going through a transition, switching from their 2-wheel drive VW Vanagon to a 4x4 Toyota Sunraider. Hola, hello, come in, over. Thong song, but my thong is wrapped in fur. because I have a Harriet. Our goal was to travel through Middle America and get to Nashville together to meet up with a mutual friend before going our separate ways. Them to Florida to build out their new rig, and us to East Tennessee where we would begin the process of setting up our new 4Runner. So we settled in for a long cross-country drive with good friends and kept our eyes peeled for any interesting roadside attractions. But first, I needed some coffee that was fit for human consumption. Dude, this coffee is so bad, like I gotta throw it away. It's freaking horrible. It's awful. Starbucks coffee. Can't go wrong. Until you do. Oh, and a double shot of espresso. I'm gonna be wired. You wanna roll your window up? Oh, actually, I can roll it up.
Get fancy.
That shit is super fancy, right? Not good, but I would have drank a large one of these before I drank that other coffee. That other coffee tasted like a burnt rock ground up with some almond milk added to it and then heated in a microwave. It was horrible. How in God's name did you get in here, you bug? Here, hold the steering wheel, Jessica. He's about to die. Here we go. See you later, asshole. I dealt with that bug like Yosemite Sam dealt with that camel. When I say whoa, I mean whoa! We have stopped at the world's largest ball of twine. Look at that thing.
So glad I spotted that. How did you guys not see this thing?
Because we had our eyes on the road.
Guys, it weighs 20,000 pounds.
A cat would love this thing.
Climb up to the top and just take a nap.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Beach.
On your mark, set, go!
Wait, look. That's a single tree national forest. All right, we are in Manhattan, Kansas. I think that this is where the University of Kansas is, or Kansas State University. And we're stopping here at a Starbucks to get some work done. Owen mostly has a ton of client work. Jessica has a little bit of client work, and I don't really have very much, and neither does Mac. So people gotta get their work done, so we're just gonna hang out here for a while until later. And I think we're gonna be camping probably an hour east of here tonight. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. So
I don't have any more work for the rest of the week.
So that means we don't have to stop anymore?
I mean, what about Jessica?
We got an email today. What did the email say?
Supposedly we're gonna find out tomorrow, but we've been told that like 3 times since last week, so I feel a bit claustrophobic in this thing. Not used to this space.
I feel more than a bit claustrophobic in this thing, but the space in our 4Runner was a huge change from what we'd had in our Synchro. No bed, no storage cabinets, no refrigerator. It was a tiny space, but at least this time, we made it through Kansas without having to get under the truck. So, with work for the day done, we set off to do some grocery shopping, and then fuel up before heading to Perry State Park to find a camp spot. What the hell are you wearing?
They reduce glare when driving at night, and they make me look cool. I don't know what else you want in life other than no glare and looking cool. These glasses solve both of those.
Are you driving a Trans Am? No.
I look cool though, don't I?
You're missing a handlebar mustache.
If I could, I would.
Not quite as convenient as the van, eh? All right, work for the day is done. And now we're headed to a camp, which is like an hour and a half away from here, east. So we got an hour and a half of driving. That'll make it 9 p.m. before we get to camp. We're gonna cook, and I heard tell of us watching the original Blade Runner tonight, if there is internet. With one full day of driving down and some 600 miles of distance between us and Ripley, our emotions were raw. In between the jokes, the hijinks, the seemingly endless miles of plowed over prairie in Kansas, Jessica and I both sat wondering whether we'd made the right decision leaving Ripley behind and moving on to this fancy new Toyota with all its buttons and dials and modern comforts. Our 4Runner was just a car. And we were in search of a home. But with the comforting hum of the road beneath us, the crackle of our walkie-talkies and friends to keep us company, the only thing to do was to take it one day at a time, to keep moving forward, to take our own advice, to live free and drive hard. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Told you it was real. That's definitely not a yard ornament. Cafe Bustelo. Delicious. What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for watching this most recent episode, and thanks for coming back for season 3. We are super pumped to bring you this new season of us traveling in our 4Runner. I know it might be a little confusing because we just released an episode about our troop carrier. The troop carrier comes after the 4Runner, but we wanted to release this season of us traveling around in this T4R just for you guys so that you can see the sort of hijinks and ridiculousness that we get into. If you like the video that you just saw, hit the like button and leave a comment for us. And if you feel so led, or if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the big red subscribe button and the notification bell. Gotta fix my glasses, so that you get notified every time that we drop a new episode here on YouTube. One more thing, a lot of you have been asking us, why don't you guys have a Patreon page? We would love to support you. Well, guess what? We launched a Patreon page. How freaking awesome is that? And you can go there and support us in our content creation for as little as $1 a month. There are multiple levels, $1, $5, $10, $25, $75, each with increasing levels of rewards and benefits that you get for supporting us. We really want to start creating content for you guys on a full-time basis, but we can only do that if you support us on Patreon and if you give us all your dollars, because we cannot eat and fill our fuel tank with delicious dinosaur juice without you guys giving us a little bit of scratch. By helping us out on Patreon, we're going to be able to create more content. We're also going to be able to provide more merchandise that some of you guys have been asking about, but we can't do any of that without your support. So head on over to Patreon. Link is in the description below. Hook us up. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're not into the whole Patreon thing, don't worry about it. We're gonna keep releasing some videos here on YouTube for all of you freeloaders who just wanna watch videos and leave comments and harangue me for not looking good enough, or for not off-roading hard enough, or for not filling my tires the right way, or for wearing flip-flops on the trail, or for wearing the same shirt and hat in every damn video. I see you. I see what you're doing, and I like it. Anyways, that's it for me. Enough of my voice. You guys stay clean, keep your armpits, fresh. Change your underwear. Nobody wants to smell you. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye, Felicia.